job. And I thought
The roof didn't fall in, so that was good.
I thought it was a record genius. To the Lord.
The first part of the mystery is figure out who's sponsoring it.
Us?
Right?
Yeah.
It just gives an address.
Talked about it after.
Be there at 6:30. Don't be late.
Yes, well.
Be there, be square.
That's the second time I've heard that today,
Never.
Mark.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. If everyone could join me to stand, and we will pray, and I will pray for us in absence of Pastor Rachel Danner. If you'll please join me. Dear Lord, we thank you for this time together. We ask that you bless our city, that you give us wisdom, that you bring us unity, that we remember that all is for you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, now I will call the meeting to order and promptly pass it over to Tina.
All right. We have 3 that need to do their oath of office. La Rochelle Young, Jesse Greenlee, and Bill Murphy. So if you'd please stand, and you're going to need to repeat after me.
Okay.
Okay. I state your name.
I,
La
Rochelle Young,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will support the Constitution
and affirm that I will support the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Kansas,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge the duties of
and faithfully discharge the duties of
Atchison City Commissioner.
Atchison City Commissioner.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and at this time, we will turn it over to our city attorney, Robert Campbell, for the election of mayor and vice mayor.
Do I have any nominations for mayor?
I nominate La Rochelle.
There any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll take a vote. All in favor of Rochelle mayor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5 votes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any
Thank you.
nominations for vice mayor?
Nominate Larry Wilcox.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, vote. All those in favor of Mr. Wilcox as vice mayor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations, Vice Mayor. Congratulations, Commissioner Greenlee. Congratulations, Commissioner Murphy. And thank you, Commissioner Slattery. All right. It's wonderful to yet again be here and be supportive of the city of Atchison. And at this time, Tina, as we do not have proclamations, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Young,
Present.
Vice Mayor Wilcox,
Present.
Commissioner Greenlee,
Present.
Commissioner Murphy,
Present.
Commissioner Slattery.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we will now open for public forum. Persons who wish to address the City Commission regarding items that are not on the agenda may do so at this time when called upon by the mayor. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Again, speakers are limited to 3 minutes and should give their name and address when addressing the commission. Any presentation is for information purposes only. Any and all written communication should be deposited with the city clerk. At this time, I will open our public forum. Anyone wishing to address the commission on items that are not on the agenda? All right, we will close the public forum right now. All right, next we will have our consent agenda by our city manager, Mr. Mark Westhoff.
Okay, thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. We have 7 items on the consent agenda tonight. The first is to approve the minutes of the November 17th, 2025 City Commission meeting. Excuse me. The second is to approve the occupational license for Pete's Steakhouse contingent upon issuance of Kansas Alcoholic Beverage Control Division liquor license. The third is to approve the Merchant Police License renewal for Inter-Parish Security Corporation DBA IPSC. The fourth is to authorize staff to hire Urban Lawn Care to perform brick street repairs at a rate of $20 per square foot, utilizing the 2026 CIP project budget of $35,000. As you know, we've hired Urban for a handful of years to do that work for us on our brick streets. The fifth is to authorize the mayor to sign CDBG 21CR004 Commercial Rehabilitation Blackstone Properties Extension Request for a completion date of June 30th, 2026. The sixth is to authorize the mayor to sign CDBG 23PF009 LFM Park Improvement Extension Request with a completion date of February 28th, 2026. And the last is to authorize the finance director to write off outstanding bank reconciliation items due to the age in the amount of $40,161.61. As a reminder on that, the last 2 audits brought up a handful of items that were not reconciling with our banks, with our bank statements, and our official books. The finance director undertook a process over the last year and a half to reconcile as many of those as possible. She was able to get that list from 50 down to about 7. These are the remaining 7. We've reached out to each entity and requested extra documentation that might be missing from the file. And these 7, due to the age, they're all older than 2018. The entities involved said they had no documentation to provide. And so the auditors recommended we get legal advice from our city attorney, but they said that if the city attorney had no concerns, that they could be written off due to their age. These are items that were all paid out. The checks have been cashed. There were just some records missing from the files that was preventing final reconciliation.
Okay, and so just to be clear, we have paid all of these?
Correct.
All of
They're all
these.
paid.
Okay.
They're cashed. They're all to entities that we know. When we reached out to them and said, we need this extra documentation, they said, we don't have that anymore because it's older. It's so old. It's from before 2018.
Okay, all right.
So we've documented the files that we've reached out and requested that documentation. And then now we're writing these off so that our bank statements will reconcile fully with our books.
Okay. All right, very good. Any questions or concerns on the consent agenda?
Just in case somebody's watching and
Yep.
might want to know, what is the this security company, where do they operate and who do they
Pull up theirs.
manage?
Excuse me.
Merchant Police Business Application.
Yeah, so these are like security guards, security companies that provide security services within the city for different entities. I can pull up, we've blanked out some of their info because it's sensitive. So they've not given who they provide security services for. Chief, do you recall?
Like Bracken.
This
or
one's with Bracken.
Benedictine.
Well, you're saying this one, they haven't said specifically, but those, yeah.
That's exactly.
We have permits for security services for Walmart, for Bradken, for Benedictine
MGP.
College, MGP. So these are organizations that, provide private security within the city limits, but we require a permit to do so.
All right, good question. Any other? Yeah.
I'd move that we accept the consent agenda as read.
Okay, it's been moved that we accept the consent agenda as read. Is there a second?
Second?
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we accept the consent agenda as read. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please state by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, thank you. All right, on to new business regarding our municipal court judge appointment and salary. Mr. Westhoff, presented by
Yes.
you.
So, as you know, longtime municipal judge Patrick Henderson has been appointed by the governor of Kansas to the first judicial district. And so we solicited letters of interest from attorneys within the state of Kansas who would be interested in serving as our next City of Atchison municipal judge. We received letters of interest from Andrew Waring of Waring Law in Atchison, Kansas, Alan Turnett, Turnett Law Office, Atchison, Kansas, and Kelly Fumler, who is the sitting municipal court judge for Highland, Kansas, Troy, Kansas, and Robinson, Kansas. Not being a legal professional myself, I went ahead and put together a committee to review these letters of interest and to kind of give me some recommendations based on the individuals who submitted those letters. That committee included local attorneys who did not submit a letter of interest, as well as retired judges from the area. So we convened to discuss these letters, and ultimately the committee wanted to first make known that they believe that all three individuals are qualified for the job, and they have no concerns about any of those individuals who have submitted their letters of interest for this position. So we'll start there. The first step in this process is to adopt an ordinance setting the term limit of the office for the municipal judge as well as the salary. We'd like to do that before you actually appoint the municipal judge, just based on the order of operations. So the first document to consider is Ordinance 6726, which is establishing the municipal judge term of office and annual salary. This is the recommendation from staff. It's open to changes from the city commission. We recommend doing a one-year term for this first go-around with a new municipal judge, and we recommend a salary of $20,000 per year. The current municipal judge salary is around $18,500, and it's been at that dollar amount for a number of years, and so it's within budget to do a slight increase if you so choose.
Okay. All right, so at this time, do we have any questions for Mr. Westhoff regarding ordinance number 6726, as we will be taking that particular ordinance first?
I think that we ought to leave the salary the way it was.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good, I did some math on that. I think it's pretty good pay the way it is.
Okay.
Whatever you guys think.
Okay, all right. Any other discussion on that?
So we'll be back to this same question a year from now.
For now, yes. I mean, you can, in a year, we would revisit this ordinance, and if you're happy with the municipal judge, you could set a longer term of office.
Well, you would, every year we've been submitting contractors,
Yes,
but that's what would
Okay, just renewing the
come.
contract.
per year,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So at this point, the only change, if I'm correct, is the $20,000 per year salary. Is that correct? Okay, so with that being said, Commissioner Murphy?
I just, are there going to be performance requirements based on the premise of this $20,000? I mean, having court once a week, or is there a documentation somewhere in there on how many days they're going to work for their $20,000?
Well, if you take
By ordinance, I'm the head of the legal department, and I set the date for it, and we have it every week, Wednesday, 7:30, so.
Okay, but
Well, if we
I mean,
have-
is it contractual that they perform, or?
Well, I think the contract says they have, in front of me, be there for court and for the cases.
Yeah, if they're unable to be there, they need to let Bob know and we can come up with a solution. It's not as strict as like a district court, where we can't have another attorney sit if the judge is missing court that day, but obviously, if you have a municipal judge who's missing court very often, then we would be having that discussion. But otherwise, the performance is being able to adjudicate cases fairly and appropriately, and ultimately, that's, like I said, Bob is the head of the legal side of the city, and then would come to me if there were concerns on that side as well.
Okay.
Well, if we had a salary here of $15,000 a year, that'd be $288 for every day of court. Right?
Okay. Any further
Just a
discussion?
little bit less than I can get a plumber for.
Yep.
Yeah, so, all right. Any other concerns, questions? Are we ready to move to adopt the ordinance?
With
Would you?
present pay or what?
Yes, so we're going to adopt the ordinance first, and then after we take care of the ordinance and we vote on that, then we will move to appointing the new municipal court judge.
So I
So,
move that we leave the pay the way it is.
okay,
Did you give a
$18,000.
dollar amount for your recommendation?
No, we have a motion to approve the ordinance.
Nobody's moved yet.
Nobody's moved
No.
yet, not quite yet,
So could you include in your motion a dollar amount?
yes.
18,000.
Okay, it's been moved that we amend ordinance number 6726 to 18,000 instead of 20,000. Is there a second? Okay, as we do not have a second, I will entertain another motion, and I will move,
That motion dies
Dies.
for lack of a second.
yes, it dies for lack of a second. At this point, I would entertain another motion for ordinance number 6726. If not, I will move that we pass ordinance number 6726 as it is written with $20,000 per year. Is there a second?
Second that.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept ordinance number 6726 at $20,000 per year municipal judge salary. All those in favor, please state by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. And then we will move on to Resolution 3431, which is left blank, and will require the city commission to appoint a new municipal judge. As I mentioned about the committee members that I put together wanted to stress that they believe all individuals that submitted letters of interest are capable of fulfilling the duties of municipal judge for the city of Atchison. In the end, I said, please, if you had to choose one, make a recommendation to the city commission, and ultimately they would recommend Andrew Waring. Ultimately, the decisions lies with the city commission, so we leave that open to your discussion.
Okay. All right, do we have discussion on an individual to appoint?
There are no restrictions for whomever this is on what their private practice scope is.
Have to be a practice.
It would be up to them to declare if they believe there's conflicts in individual situations.
Conflicts do show up.
It's happened with our current
Sure.
municipal judge in the past as well.
Small community.
Sure,
Sometimes you got the same customers.
sure.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay. Is there a motion to appoint an individual? If not, I move that we appoint Mr. Andrew Waring for the municipal judgeship. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we appoint Mr. Andrew Waring for the municipal judge. And the resolution number 3431 will have Mr. Andrew Waring's name. All those in favor, please state by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Waring.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yes, here, yeah.
Okay. All right.
And we'll see you Wednesday. If you can, yeah. Okay. Next, oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Next, we will have ordinance number 6727, the 2026 water and wastewater rates, and resolution number 3432.
Yes, so we have, for this item, we have again an ordinance and a resolution. Ordinance 6727, which would set the 2026 water and wastewater rates. And we have resolution 3432, which would set the 2026 solid waste and stormwater CSO rates. So in consultation with the Utilities Department and the Finance Director, we are recommending some moderate changes to the utility rates for 2026. So first, I want to state that we did a rate study in 2020 on these rates. We made some of the changes recommended to that rate study and not all. We are going to be recommending to do another rate study in 2026 to make sure that we are still within a good balance with our utility rates within the state of Kansas, and we are protecting the future of those departments as well. So that will be coming later. We are going to recommend the 2026 rate study as well.
Is that an in-house?
No, we'll be paying somebody to do that for us. We can look at our own rates in-house, but we need somebody to go out and look at comparison of all the other communities. So first on water, ultimately, staff is recommending no increases on residential water rates for 2026. We are recommending an increase for water districts as well as commercial and industrial users between 3 and 5% for those, depending on their tiers and depending on the contracts with the residential, with the rural water districts. We have contracts that we have to meet as well. So we're recommending between 3 and 5% for those. For wastewater budgeting has lagged a bit. All projects that we've been doing in the wastewater department have been rising in cost. Many of them have come in over budget. So we're a little more concerned about the future of that budget line. And so we are recommending a 5% increase for commercial and industrial users on wastewater, as well as a $1 increase on the wastewater rates and a $1 increase on the CSO rates for residents. That's a flat dollar amount. It's for every residential bill. As you recall, the CSO rate that we are legally required to charge by the EPA, we are not anywhere near what they mandate us to charge, and we're able to have that lower based in part on our rate study and the income levels within town. However, that one also, we need to increase slightly, so we're looking at $1 for that and $1 for wastewater. Finally, as you know, Atchison County notified us in October that they are going to begin charging tipping fees for solid waste, which is trash, at the county transfer station. So when we did the math internally on what those tipping fees will end up costing city residents, it came out to, based on our current averages over the last 5 years or so of trash and recycling being dumped at the transfer station, came out to around $4.80 per household. The city's going to drop that down to $4. We're going to absorb some of that and pass some of that on. So the recommendation is a $4 tipping fee for residential customers starting January 1st, 2026, and $2 for low-income households, the low-income elderly households, instead of $4. So ultimately, it comes down to $6 per month or $4 per month, depending on income levels of the household and the qualifications. $4 of that is the county tipping fee, and $2 is for sewer and CSO, the stormwater.
All right, do we have any, thank you for that thorough explanation. I appreciate that. Do we have any questions, concerns, discussions? And again, we will be taking first the ordinance number 6727, and that will be for the 2026 water and wastewater rates. So we'll be taking that first. So do we have any questions or concern on ordinance number 6727?
I make a motion, we accept the rates
Okay,
Well,
it's been,
of 6726.
Could you amend your motion to say adopt ordinance 6727?
I'm sorry, thank you. I move we adopt ordinance number 6727 to adopt the water rates.
all right, it's been moved that we adopt ordinance number 6727. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance number 6727, the 2026 water and wastewater rates. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we will entertain a motion to adopt resolution number 3432, the 2026 solid waste and stormwater CSO rates. Is there such a motion? I will move. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution number 3432, 2026 solid waste and stormwater CSO rates. All those in favor, please state by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, thank you. Next, we'll have Downtown Historic Resources Survey by Mr. Justin Prejean. And thank you, Mr. Westhoff.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This item has been to the commission previously. We're just at a different stage in the process at this point. Many cities in Kansas have a downtown historic district. Just off the top of my head, I could say Leavenworth, Ottawa, Hayes, Hutchinson, Dodge City. You get the idea. Many cities choose to pursue a downtown historic district for several reasons. One, there is, some sort of feel good about recognizing the heritage and the architectural value or the civic value that buildings inside of a downtown district have played in the history of a community. Atchison's the second oldest city in the state of Kansas, so there's certainly a lot of that here. Second, and this is more of an economic development benefit, is that having a downtown historic district means that buildings that are determined in that process to be contributing to that district are eligible for two primary benefits. One would be grants through the Heritage Trust Fund program. They're very competitive. They're hard to get, but if a building happens to be in a pretty difficult spot, I can give you a couple of examples of recent projects in Atchison that have gotten Heritage Trust Fund grants because there is a historic district here, it's just not downtown. The Amelia Earhart Historic District exists. I'll say roughly a 2-block radius around the Birthplace Museum. You may remember a few years ago a retaining wall on 2nd Street that collapsed and then was repaired. That benefited from Heritage Trust Fund dollars. There's also a retaining wall on Kansas between 2nd and 3rd that collapsed a number of years ago that received a Heritage Trust Fund grant. The other side has now collapsed, and so maybe they'll be applying. Maybe they'll be applying for those funds again. So that's one of the sort of economic development or monetary benefits. And the second, and the one that's more powerful and not competitive, meaning it's a by right program, is historic tax credits. Now, I do want to mention that I'm a historic tax credit developer, and I fully recognize that the old saying, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. My hammer's historic tax credits, and so I see nails all over the place. We'll just call a spade and say that's part of the impetus for this, is because I see that opportunity, and I want to be able to help other people in the community benefit from those programs in the same way that I've done with individually listed buildings like the old YMCA, Central School, assisting with the Fox Theater, the brewery project, which benefited from historic tax credits. At the moment, it's a 40% state income tax credit. And so if you have to put a $100,000 roof on a downtown building, which is not crazy anymore, to have a $100,000 roof or other eligible improvements, you can do that project, and instead of doing it and having to spend $100,000, you can do it and wind up with a $40,000 historic tax credit certificate. So there is a strong economic, I don't think it's any secret to say that construction costs have sort of outkicked the ability of commercial property owners to be able to afford them. Part of the reason we don't see more development here is because there's just a big gap between what the market will bear in rent or sale price and what it costs to build or redevelop or renovate a building. That's why we don't see a ton of it, especially in the commercial side of things. So we initiated this process some months ago, earlier this year, to pursue what's called a Historic Preservation Fund grant. It's something that the State Historic Office makes available. We applied for funds to help them, for them to help us pay for the research that it takes to put together the information you need to be considered for a historic district. And so what's in front of you today, excuse me, what's in front of you today is the outcome following, we issued a request for proposals, an RFP. I sent it to everybody I know that does this type of work. We got 7 proposals back for the scope of work, which is to put together about 200 properties worth of, a lot of acronyms in this presentation, the Kansas Historic Resources Inventory. Anybody can go online to khri.com, net, whatever it is, KHRI, and see any building that's been considered. There's exterior pictures, if they can find information about who the architect was, what year it was built, what its original purpose was, and that database is what is used to put together the nomination to be considered for a historic district. I want to be clear that your vote today does not mean that we will be pursuing a historic district. What it does mean is that a qualified firm will put together all the research necessary to upload that information to the KHRI database so that that step can be taken if we so choose to do that. The grant that we received was for up to $22,000. I'll say most of the proposals were within budget. We got some proposals from, I think some folks just kind of throw it out and see if it sticks. We had, I'll say 3 to 4 qualified historic preservation specialist firms submit their interest, 2 of which are semi-local. When I say semi-local, they have staff that live and work in Kansas City, Missouri. Those 2 firms are Post Oak Preservation. They're headquartered in Austin, Texas, but they do have an office and an operation out of Kansas City, Missouri. And then also Heritage Consulting. Heritage Consulting acquired a group that was called Rosen Preservation. Rosen Preservation did a lot of work in Atchison, including many times over for me and for projects that I've been affiliated with in the past. Rosen was acquired by Heritage, which is based in Philadelphia. They do still maintain the Kansas City, Missouri office. But as you can see in the financial considerations, there was a pretty considerable gap between Post Oak Preservation and between Heritage Consulting in their proposals. Heritage was just over budget. Post Oak was under budget. I do want to mention too that these proposals were reviewed by the Economic Development Advisory Group. There was a unanimous decision that came out of that to make the award to Post Oak Preservation. Post Oak has 2 employees who have previously worked for Rosen, excuse me, has previously worked for Rosen, and so they have 2 staff members who are very familiar with Atchison and have done work in the community before. That being said, Post Oak, the company, to my knowledge, has not done work in Atchison before. However, 2 of their staff members have. I do want to be clear, Post Oak is not the cheapest proposal. There is a more affordable proposal. That company's out of Deerfield, Michigan, something to that effect. They don't have experience working in Atchison. They haven't been here, and they did some of the national companies that are not local, even to Kansas City, did ask us if we were willing to consider virtual meetings in lieu of any in-person meetings. So that being said, there's a pretty modest difference between the cheapest and Post Oak, and so EDAG made a unanimous recommendation to offer the award to Post Oak Preservation.
Okay.
Possible I missed something in that, so I would certainly welcome any questions.
Okay. No, do we have any questions or concerns? You are confident that Post Oak is the best one. You agree with the EDAG's
I think
proposal?
it's the best combination of price, expertise, and familiarity with the community. EDAG felt pretty strongly that some familiarity with the community was a pretty strong part of the two applications that they considered. These are kind of ranked in that financial considerations list. So you can see Heritage was a fairly expensive proposal, although there are a couple that are way high. But the second choice was Heritage, even though they're quite a bit more money, just because they have so much familiarity with the community.
Okay.
One other thing I do want to mention is that Mark and I have previously talked about where does the city share of this come from? It's just shy of $14,000. We've previously talked about this being a potential good use of land bank funds if there's a transfer or something that can go there, because ultimately it's a real estate project and a real estate benefit. And since the city has gotten some funds from the sale of land bank real estate, it could make sense for that expense to be paid for there.
We've also chatted with the Chamber and the Main Street District, kind of see if any interested businesses would be willing to maybe contribute something towards that fee if they think that they're going to benefit from it.
Be a good idea.
We also do have our economic development budget, so there's multiple places we might be able to come from.
Okay.
So do we need a resolution on this, or?
No, just
a motion.
award the bid to whichever entity you would like.
Well, I'd so move.
Okay, all right. So it's been moved that we will authorize an award to Post Oak Preservation for a total fee of $34,180, of which $20,996 is covered by the previous awarded Historic Preservation Fund grant, and $13,924 will be local funds. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Justin. All right, next we will have communications presented by Mr. Westhoff.
We don't have anything in communications today.
Okay, all right. And next, informational items.
So the first item in informational is the Atchison Event Center October 2025 financials. And we have Executive Director Travis Grossman here if you have any questions for him. If you would like to highlight anything.
Good evening, glad to be here. Just to let you know, we had a pretty good month. Thankfully, things kind of picked up. They usually do in October. We had the Golden Grads. I think there were about 420 folks there for that particular event. We had a wedding first off of the month, 225. Ducks Unlimited came in. I think they had 75, maybe close to 100 folks that came through. MGP Family Day, there was about 120, I think, individuals, family members from the surrounding plants that actually got involved with that fun day for them. We had another wedding, our largest event of the year, of 430 individuals. That was a good time. And then Highland Community College had their tech appreciation dinner. I had about 100 people for that, and there have been a couple of trainings too. So big month, very appreciative of that, and I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Did you say Golden Grads?
I did.
Okay, is that a local, or was that from
It is,
Atchison?
yes.
Okay.
It's the, I thought you'd know, the Atchison High School graduating
Yes,
classes all get together.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought it was.
So, yeah, and they
okay.
do that at the event center. It's a Friday night.
Okay.
Yeah, is that what it is? She's too young? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
You're golden yet, are you?
I don't think so, at least I hope not. I don't know, we'll see. All right,
Been
very
there,
good.
done that.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. And you said we had a wedding, is?
Yeah, we had a couple of weddings.
Oh, okay,
It
was
a
that
good
in
month.
town or
They were-
from outside?
They were both in town, but
Okay.
I believe, I'm not sure where the actual venue was, which church, but the receptions were there. Then when I say a wedding, it's a wedding reception.
Okay, all right, very good. Any other questions?
All right.
Okay, if not,
I
that's
will
it.
say, just real quick in passing, what you guys just discussed with Justin, I think that is a huge deal, and congratulations to you guys for that. You know, at the Fox Theater, when I was a part of that project too, we actually had to go out and find this company, pay them over $5,000 to get us onto the registry, so that we could then turn around and pay them another $15,000 to help us leverage the grant money that we got in tax credits. This is going to take that low entry right there. It takes that right out of the picture. These businesses and our buildings in our community can step right into this opportunity without having to come up with that money up front. So that's huge. Good on you and good on Atchison.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. All right, Mr. Westhoff, your city manager update?
All right. Well, obviously, we've had our first winter storm today, so the crews have been out all day plowing and treating the roads. Just a reminder to residents that our crews focus on plowing the driving lanes during active snowfall, and they only start to widen and out to the curbs and parking areas after the active snowfall has stopped, which I believe it has now, so they should be starting to work on that now. Additionally, just a note, some Monday trash users, I believe, were not able to be picked up today. That's the last note I heard. It's the Thursday, Friday routes, right, because they were delayed from Thanksgiving. So we do apologize. I'm one of them. I don't know if I got picked up today or not. But so if you did not get picked up today and you were expecting it, keep your trash cans out, and they will be picking them up tomorrow, first thing. So the South Headworks project, we talked about CSO projects. This is a big one that's coming up. The contractor has notified us at their pre-construction meeting that we held today that they're planning to start this project in February. So that is good to get the go-ahead on that. The streets crew has been working up in the Brookdale area. They're about 2/3 of the way completed with a full-depth concrete replacement on Greenview Street that really needed to be done. They're doing some curb and gutter there as well. The water treatment plant, a while back, you approved a project, kind of an interesting one, where they're going to freeze a section of pipe so that they can replace a seized valve and then unfreeze that section of pipe around the south tower. That's going to be happening this week, hopefully. The contractor will be on site all week out there for that. Water mains replacement project has been ongoing out on Bellevue Drive and Country Club Road. They're currently pausing that work so they can complete some water testing in the new line, but then they'll move on with that once that's cleared. Dam 1, we have a program through the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks where they came out recently and stocked the trout into Watershed Dam number 1. Through that program, the city received some grant funding to offset operational costs to maintain that as a fishery. So the trout stocking was done, and we're reimbursed for that from KDWP. So trout season is December 1st today through March 31st. Be safe out there if you go out today, because it's going to be pretty slick, but trout season is open. Trout permit must be purchased. Is that through the state, right? Yes. Trout permit must be purchased through the state if you want to fish those waters. We received notification today that Rainbow is beginning their next phase of fiber installations within the city. They provided us with a preliminary map. I'm sure they'll put out an official map in the coming days so that folks know they're going to be working in the right-of-ways, alleys, and streets to put in some new fiber around town, so that's exciting. They project that project to run through April, possibly May. Just a kind of interesting note, I put this out online. Been getting some notifications that scammers are sending out messages purporting to be me, asking residents for things. So obviously that's not me. If you're ever unsure about a communication that's claiming to be me, you can check the city website. All of my contact information is on the website. If it's not from that phone or email address, it's not me, and you can delete and report that. And most importantly, I and city staff will never request, personal favors or gift cards or ask you to click on a link or anything like that. So if you get something like that, it's not from us. And then the last thing is the holiday decorations are nearly all up. Obviously, everybody had to take a break today to work on the snow, and those will be finished up this week and lit up. So, any other questions?
No, any questions? Okay, all right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, at this time, we will have governing body comments. Commissioner Greenlee?
I need to stay warm and glad to see the city trucks out clearing the streets, putting down street treatment for streets all pretty clear right now. Good job.
All right, wonderful. Vice Mayor?
I like the Christmas decorations and the snow goes well with it, so keep busy on both ends. Then I think college football one Saturday, so they play next round of the national playoffs in Wichita at 1 o'clock versus Friends University. So watch or tune in to Care Radio or go.
All right, very good. Very good. All right, Commissioner Murphy?
I just want to congratulate Andrew for being appointed our municipal judge. And I know the snow is pretty, but it can melt. Other than that,
All right. Commissioner Slattery?
I'm good.
All right, okay. And
Appreciate you accepting another term.
thank you. Well, thank you for volunteering us, and thank you for the appointment. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And thank you, thank you to all the citizens because we are now officially back, and appreciate all of the participation and all of those who put their trust in us to work for the city, so we appreciate that. And again, congratulations to Commissioner Greenlee, Commissioner Murphy, and then Vice Mayor. Congratulations as well. Please remember what Mark has said. Watch out for scamming, especially this time of the year. People are ramping up their scams. Remember, as Mark said, that we nor city staff will ever request favors, gift cards, anything that seems just odd. Please call us. Please contact us. We do not want you to get scammed. I also echo Vice Mayor. The holiday decorations are looking wonderful, and so thank you for that. Thank you to the city crews for keeping our city safe today, and go Ravens. At this point, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move we adjourn.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All those in favor, please state by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Who seconded that?
Commissioner Green.
Okay, I need to go.